What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome video. 10 amusement parks that need a 5th or 3rd amazing coaster for an elite top 5 or top 3. So it varies between them both, but I decided to combine the two into one video here. And this varies depending on what amusement park it is, but we're moving on to number 10, Carowinds. They're definitely lacking in an elite wooden coaster and a launch coaster. They already have an elite trio of B&Ms in Fury 325, which is arguably the best coaster in the world, Intimidator, which is arguably the best B&M hypercoaster in the USA, and Afterburn, which is also arguably the best B&M invert in the United States. But they're definitely lacking in an elite wooden coaster, and they don't even have a launch coaster. So a launch wing coaster would be a nice 4th B&M to complement their big 3. As well as an elite wooden coaster, maybe an RMC. They just need 2 elite coasters to have that top 5. But a very good start with that big 3 that they have with B&Ms. Number 9, Holiday World. This park has 4 elite coasters in Thunderbird, Legend, Raven, and Voyage. Legend, Raven, and Voyage are all elite wooden coasters, and they're known for being very good rides. Thunderbird is the first ever launched wing coaster, but they could use another steel coaster to complement Thunderbird, like maybe a B&M invert, maybe an RMC possibly. Something really good, like that would be a B&M or an RMC Raptor or T-Rex would be a good ride to make Holiday World have an elite top 5. Number 8, Six Flags Great America. They already have a great duo in Raging Bull and Goliath, and they have a bunch of great supporting coasters as well. But Raging Bull and Goliath are the 2 elite coasters at Six Flags Great America. They could get a 3rd coaster to become that 3rd ride they need. And yeah, it's not the Joker. But what they're lacking in launch coasters. All they have is V2 as their launch coaster. And that's a very solid ride, but it's not an elite launch coaster. It's a fun ride, but it's not an elite ride. And a dive coaster would be nice. It would be another coaster in the hyper level, in the 200-foot range. A coaster about the drop. An Intamin Blitz or a B&M dive coaster would definitely be a great addition to make Six Flags Great America have an elite top 3 instead of an elite 1-2 punch. Number 7, Busch Gardens Tampa. Now this park has 2 elite intense B&Ms in Montu and Kumba, which both complement each other a ton, but they are lacking in an airtime filled roller coaster. They're lacking in a coaster filled with airtime, and they're lacking in a true hyper coaster that's known for the airtime. They could get a coaster like a B&M Flyer or Wing as well. A 3rd B&M would complement their B&M duo of Kumba and Montu very well as a hyper coaster or a Flyer or Wing. Any of those choices would be nice. But I think the B&M hypercoaster would be the best fit for this park. Number 6, Silverwood. They're lacking in an RMC coaster, but RMC is very close to Silverwood. RMC's plant is located very close to Silverwood. So there's a very high chance that Silverwood will get an RMC in the very near future. But for now, they have a nice duo of coasters in Aftershock, which is the best Vekoma giant inverted boomerang out there, as well as Tremors, which is a very good wooden coaster that a lot of people really like. But they're lacking in a launch coaster and an RMC. Like a launch coaster would be nice and an RMC would be nice. And either way, it would be that 3rd coaster they have been missing for quite some time. Number 5, King's Dominion. Now, King's Dominion is going to be one of the elite Cedar Fair parks again with the addition of Twisted Timbers, which will give fans of King's Dominion that 1-2 punch they've been looking for in Intimidator 305 and this new ride, Twisted Timbers. Twisted Timbers definitely looks like an airtime machine. Intimidator 305, we already know it's arguably the best Giga Coaster out there with its intense bank turns and airtime. No, wait, it doesn't have airtime. It has intense turns and it's pretty intense, and it has a pretty good drop. They also have an elite two very good steel coasters in Volcano the Blast Coaster, which is a one-of-a-kind attraction, and Dominator, which is a pretty good floorless coaster. But they're really lacking in an elite wooden coaster. Rebel Yell's solid, but not an elite ride. And Hurler is being RMC'd, so yeah, they could use a nice elite wooden coaster to fill the void of what Hurler was. And they also could use a hyper coaster, which would be a very nice addition and would fit well with Intimidator 305, is it would be all about the airtime and not the intensity. Number 4, Kentucky Kingdom. They're definitely lacking in a launch coaster and a hyper coaster and B&M coasters in general. They have an elite 1-2 punch in Storm Chaser and Lightning Run, but they could use a third coaster. And there's rumors going around that there will be a new coaster for them in 2019 or this upcoming year for 2018. I don't think Kentucky Kingdom has made their announcements yet. But if you're watching this video when Kentucky Kingdom announced, you can just rave all about it in the comments. But for now, at this minute, they haven't announced what they were getting for 2018. But hopefully they get a B&M hypercoaster or a launch coaster in the very near future, which would be a pretty good fit no matter which ride they choose. Number 3, Six Flags St. Louis. This park has a pretty nice duo of coasters in American Thunder, which is a pretty awesome GCI filled with airtime, as well as Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, which is an awesome launch coaster and very underrated ride. What they need is an RMC and an elite coaster. They have two great rides, but not that true elite coaster that they've been waiting for such a long time. And they don't really have that many B&Ms. Their only one is Batman the Ride, and that's a very good ride, but it's not an elite ride because it's cloned all over the place. A B&M Hyper would be nice, but RMC Blast seems like the most likely option, and definitely would be the best ride in the park by far, and definitely the best coaster in Missouri if this were to happen, if the Blast was supposed to be RMC'd. So hopefully that happens in 2019. Number 2, Canada's Wonderland. This park is one of the best Cedar Fair parks, but now, after another year of waiting, people are just now wanting this new coaster to be here at Canada's Wonderland. They have an elite B&M duo in Leviathan and Behemoth. Behemoth is an airtime-filled hypercoaster, which I think is definitely the best coaster at this park. And Leviathan's a great second coaster as the original B&M Giga Coaster, but it's unfortunately a little short of a ride, but still an amazing ride. But they're lacking in a great wooden coaster. I mean, Mighty Canadian Mindbuster's solid, but it's not that great wooden coaster they could get potentially. Like possibly a GCI Woody would be a great addition. A B&M looping coaster would be nice. A launched wing coaster would definitely be the perfect fit because they do need a launch coaster because Backlot Stunt Coaster is really good, but it's not the elite launch coaster they would be looking for. So a B&M launched wing coaster would give them that big 3 of B&Ms they've been waiting for over 6 years now. So hopefully right now Canada's Wonderland is overdue. They really need to get a new coaster in 2019. Please make it happen, Cedar Fair. And number 1, Kings Island. We already know that they will possibly be getting a Giga Coaster. Well, we don't know this yet, but everyone's saying that they're going to be getting a Giga Coaster in 2021, giving them a Super 5 of Diamondback, Banshee, Mystic Timbers, and the Beast. But the true roller coaster I could see them getting is an RMC wooden coaster. and this would literally be the perfect fit for Kings Island. It fills all the voids of all the coasters that Kings Island already has in their big four of Mystic Timbers, the Beast, Diamondback, and Banshee. It's a wooden coaster like Mystic Timbers and the Beast. It would also have inversions like Banshee and insane airtime like Diamondback and Mystic Timbers. It would be basically a little bit of every single coaster in their big four, and I think it would be the best fit for Kings Island. RMC Wooden Coaster 2021. I don't think that will be as likely as a Giga Coaster, but now Cedar Fair is working with RMC, so it is more likely that they could get an RMC, and I think it would be a great fit for Kings Island, unlike some other coaster enthusiasts saying, oh no, Kings Island doesn't need any more wooden coasters, they just got Mystic Timbers. Well, they're wrong. Mystic Timbers and the Beast are the two elite wooden coasters at Kings Island, and then the Racer is not that good, and Woodstock Express is just a kid ride, so getting that third Woody would be nice for their wooden coaster lineup, and it would complement the steel coasters with the inversions and airtime. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.